fucking 20 minutes late, taking forever. And you're up by like 6 already to start the fucking... It's going to be one of those kind of seasons. All right, whatever. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Nick's Picks. We are in week 2 now of the regular season, and we have a lot to go through today. So we'll get the recap running on the bottom right now for you guys while we talk about make sure you're liking the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers to give away a Japanese Pokemon slab to someone in the comments, so make sure. But it was a weird week altogether. It started off, Eagles beat the Cowboys 24-20. It was a very high scoring game. Jalen Carter gets thrown out of the game immediately for spitting on Dak, and after a lightning delay in the second half, the game just kind of like halted defensively. All right, hang on. All right, hopefully camera isn't doing anything weird. We're gonna continue on though, just if audio ends up weird, audio ends up weird. The Chargers going up against the Chiefs. The Chargers ended up winning that game 27-21. A lot of people saying this is the end of the Chiefs. It's fucking week 1. Calm down. We knew the Giants were gonna lose, but it didn't look good, and I'm not happy, and we'll get to it in a little bit. The Cardinals went on to beat the Saints. The Colts, Danny Dimes looked good against the Dolphins. I think more so, again, pump the brakes on Danny Dimes. I think the Dolphins just look like shit, and it's going to show for the rest of the season, I think.
I agree.
The Raiders went on to beat the Patriots. The Steelers and the Jets was actually a very interesting game. Aaron Rodgers looks good again, and I told you the Steelers are going to finish above 500. I fucking told you.
I put them more on Tomlin than Rodgers.
But I said he was going to do it. I said he was going to do it.
I know you did, but let's not say it's on a 41-year-old quarterback.
The Jaguars went on to beat the Panthers. The Bengals went on to beat the Browns. Unfortunately, Syracuse kicker missed the game-winning potential kick for the Browns.
We only have punters, not kickers.
Damn. The Buccaneers went on to beat the Falcons. That was an interesting one. I'm sure Ben will get into a little bit later. The 49ers went on to beat the Seahawks. Broncos beat the Titans. Packers destroyed the Lions. The Lions did not look good in that game at all. The Rams went on to beat the Texans. The Bills went on to beat the Ravens and was probably already the game of the year candidate. It was an absolutely tremendous game. Buffalo came back down 15 late in this game to win it. And then the Vikings come back late in the game to give Ben the challenge, 27-24, I think it was. Yeah. So all in all, Ben, 13 points throughout the week. I only ended up with 7. Ben has a 6-point lead. And the reason I rushed through that recap, it is now time to get into our overreactions, and who better to come in and bring in some overreactions than our good friend. Guess who's back? Back again. Oh, that was a genuine reaction from Ben. I didn't tell him anything. I just kind of rushed him to get him on because Slower's waiting on us.
No, because I was going to say, hey, let's do some overreaction. So when you said like, oh, we're doing that, and then you said with your fit, oh, it's...
Yep, let's get him in here. Guess who's back?
No camera
back
for me.
again. No camera for you? What a
no
loser.
Camera. The Packers win in dominating fashion against
what do we put? What do we put over Slower's face cam this time?
Dude, honestly, just make it Taylor Swift.
Make it Taylor Swift? All right, I will. 100%.
We gotta do the Travis Taylor Swift when they're like embracing, and it's just slower Jordan Love.
I'll do my best.
Fucking genius.
I'll do my best. Welcome back, Slower. We're here for some week 1 overreactions. That's what I'm gonna call it, because I know you're gonna call it hot takes. I'm gonna call it probably overreactions. So
they're overreactions.
Congratulations, by the way. The Packers looked phenomenal week 1 against the Detroit Lions. But yeah, so congratulations on that, and congratulations on the fact that both of us had the Green Bay Packers at the very least in the conference championship. Ben had them in the Super Bowl.
Yes, he did. I'm very shocked by that still.
I mean, I have them losing still, but I will admit I'm not as confident in that one.
All right, so you got some overreactions for us. Let's get right into them.
With Ben Johnson gone, although the Bears did not look that great Monday, the Lions' window is closed for the Super Bowl. They are no longer Super Bowl contenders at all. They might even live in the third piece of the NFC North.
You got to look at it this way. Jared Goff is not a rookie quarterback by any means. Like, he's a veteran quarterback at this point. So his window was never all that, open to begin with.
Yeah,
I agree. This current Lions roster, I thought if anything, this would have to be their year if it wasn't already last year. They already looked like they didn't get any better than last year, and on paper they didn't. So I'm not disagreeing, I guess. Yeah.
I think, who do you have as second and fourth then if you have the Lions third.
I honestly have the Vikings for second. I mean, JJ didn't look that great, but I'm going to say he's rookie just for the sake of it. They still have Kevin O'Connell. They still have Justin Jefferson. Still have Aaron Jones. Jordan Mason looked pretty decent. So they still have a good team. It's just the QB, and maybe he might be the man. I don't think he will be, but I don't think the Bears are going to be up there for sure. So for hot take number 2, what do we always say about Ohio State quarterbacks in the NFL?
Trash.
They don't pan out. And I was very high on this one quarterback, especially because of his rookie year. He looked phenomenal.
Yeah, and then he had a sophomore slump.
You know, when you played Sunday, it just didn't look that great. Is it safe to say that CJ Stroud might just be a bust?
No.
Ooh, a bust. Yeah,
No.
a bust is definitely leaning more towards an overreaction, but
I will say he has not looked good after his rookie year.
I like CJ Stroud. I don't think he's as good of a quarterback as year one portrayed him.
I don't think I saw the Steelers versus Jets game. Very good game. Rodgers looks like he still has it. We'll get to him later on as well. Justin Fields and the Jets offense have the opportunity to challenge Josh Allen and the Bills for the #1 spot in the AFC East.
They have the capability. I don't think they will.
Yeah.
But they could. I think they're the only team in that division that showed in week 1 that they have the chance. I still like the Patriots. I still think Mike Vrabel can figure that offense out. I mean, he figured out Tennessee's enough to get them to an AFC championship. They have a much better shot than the Dolphins. I'll give you that much.
I would say the Jets went from being like outside looking in to potential playoff team in my opinion, but I wouldn't say fighting with Buffalo. I think Buffalo, I mean, we'll find out this week.
So speaking of the AFC East, actually, we're gonna touch a little bit on the AFC East just in general. You guys mentioned the Dolphins before. First off, shout out to Daniel Jones. He proved me wrong from one of my takes last year where I said he will never start another game in his life, and he must have did a blood sacrifice or something because
because he got put on a team where his competition was Anthony fucking Richardson. But
dude, he looked like prime Peyton Manning out there for a second.
Indiana Jones.
A, you put him behind an O-line, it's amazing what a quarterback can do. B, they played the Dolphins. I do think that Daniel Jones is going to start playing like Daniel Jones post week
Normally
1.
does.
But
Yeah.
I'm very happy for him. And if this is one of your hot takes, I'm going to get it out of the way now. It's about fucking time that the Giants admit it's Brian Daboll and not any of the players or any of the personnel that they've had in the last 6 years. Brian Daboll's the issue.
Well, that was not
I
where
agree.
the hot take was going. But hot take's going to focus on the Dolphins. After that really embarrassing loss, they need to just shop their players now before Halloween starts because they are not going anywhere.
Yep. Get rid of Tyreek. Get rid of A-Chain. Get as much value as you can for both of them right now and ship them.
Full rebuild.
Full rebuild. You're not going to get anything for Tua, so just scratch that idea right off the rip. The only people on this team that have value is A-Chain,
and
Tyreek Hill, maybe Chubb
And
on the
Waddle.
defense, Waddle,
I would say.
and
I
who
don't
did
know
they?
if they have
Minka,
on-
right? They just got Minka, but
They probably won't trade. Well, you never know, I guess.
I'm just going to say now, after watching that Sunday night game, which might be game of the year already, might as well put it in the books, he's going to repeat the exact same thing with another MVP plus capturing the AFC #1 spot.
I mean, yeah, Buffalo looks like
changes.
Buffalo looks like the team to beat again in the AFC. There was a lot of questions on their defense, and they did give up 40 points. So that is something to think about. And I think the Ravens will be fine too. I'm sure the Ravens will go on to probably capture the 2 seed at this point. Who's better than Buffalo?
I think what also benefits to Buffalo is that they have an easy schedule. I mean, their division is easier. I looked at most of their opponents. Both Baltimore and Buffalo have games where they're gonna win probably the rest or most of the way.
Second to last one. Nick is going to absolutely love this one. Jackson Dart week 3. Just do it now. Or
Why?
do it then.
I knew
Just do
it.
it then.
But why? Actually tell me what benefit that would give
Okay.
the Giants.
Realistically, what's going to happen is Russell Wilson will play for about half the season. They're not going to do that great, and the Bowl is going to put out Jackson Dart. He's going to say, well, we didn't do that good. He's a rookie. He's going to try and save his job for another year. After that, it's kind of just game over then. Russell Wilson did not look good. I can
No,
understand.
I
the offensive
understand.
line.
You know
I
who
can
I think
understand the
would have
offensive
looked
line.
good? You know who I actually would love to see go into the game? I would love to see them put Jameis fucking Winston in the game. Because at
I
least
think that's your better option.
I think at least he will sling the ball. He'll say, fuck it. I don't care if he throws 3 interceptions in the game. Throw the fucking
more
ball.
He'll
Throw
probably
it
throw more touchdowns,
downfield.
though.
Do something. Stop
he's
running the ball 2 straight times for a grand total of 4 fucking yards and then having to throw a check down on 3rd and 6 that gets you nothing, if anything 2 yards, and then you punt it away. Brilliant fucking offense. Like, at least Jameis will throw the ball downfield. And yeah, Jackson Dart will provide a little bit of spark to this offense, but you're just going to do the same exact thing you did to Daniel Jones. Don't do that. You're already going to have to make a coaching change. Dable is going to get fired because this season is going to suck. Don't put Jackson Dart in, make him learn this entire Dable offense that's going to be pointless next season, and then have
also proven not to work either.
Exactly. So just, there's no point in and he's going to play this season. There's no point in me getting mad about it when it happens, because it's going to happen. And you're probably right. They probably will make the change by week 3. I just think it's the dumbest move possible that they could make, and every Giants fan is calling for it. And I swear to God, my fan base, the Giants fan base, knows zero about football. Like, absolutely fucking nothing about football, because all I keep seeing is that it's Russell Wilson's fault that they lost that game. It's Russell Wilson this, Russell Wilson that. Russell Wilson didn't look great. You put fucking Patrick Mahomes back there, he wouldn't have looked great. The game plan sucks. The game plan sucks. Dable is awful. They've had so many different quarterbacks run that system, and none of them have succeeded. At what point do we stop blaming the quarterback?
Well, I did say that Nick was gonna love that one, and bro just.
I went off. I'm done. I'm just. I like the Giants. It's the Giants fans. Like, Giants fans are legitimately some of the dumbest fucking people I have seen on the internet in the last, like, 10 weeks.
I have one last take, and this one is half joking, but also half not. So this is gonna be Rodgers' last year, quote unquote. We hear the same song and dance every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the last time that you really see Aaron Rodgers, and it'll be against Jordan Love. But the only problem that I see is this might not be the last time you see this, because these two teams might just make the Super Bowl and verse again in a Super Bowl.
What's the over-under on amount of years before Jordan Love goes to the New York Jets? Oh man, I don't fucking care, dude. I don't care. The Steelers aren't going to the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna put that out there now. But I can't argue with you about the Packers right now. The defense is half decent. Congratulations. You got to get through Buffalo and Baltimore with a half decent defense.
I'd even still throw in Kansas City in there, because they're still gonna be at least competitive.
I'm surprised one of his hot takes wasn't that Kansas City sucks now.
Oh, we're gonna get to that if they lose against the Eagles.
They will lose to the Eagles. They're gonna start 0-2. Everybody, I can already tell you what the script is. They're gonna lose to the Eagles. They're gonna start 0-2. Everybody is going to freak the fuck out. They're gonna go on a 10-game winning streak, and y'all are just gonna cry that it's all rigged.
I just think they just
exactly.
I'm surprised they lost week 1. I was gonna have them lose against the Eagles no matter what.
Appreciate you hopping in slower. It's actually been a hot minute since we've seen you, or talked to you. So welcome back, and we'll hopefully get you back in a future episode.
Maybe consistently for once.
Yeah, consistently for once with a face cam.
I wasn't late. You were, Ben, but thank you.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.
All right. Well, we had Slower in here. That was fun. That was exciting. Those are our week 1 reactions. We'll hopefully get Slower back a couple more times. Drop in the comments down below which one of his overreactions you hated the most. But let's get into these week 2 predictions. Boom, they're up on the screen now for you guys to take a look at while we get into this. There's only one differ this week, and we had to use it for the challenge because actually we had no differs. So we made Ben had to switch one of them, and that's what we got to. So let's get right into these week 2 predictions. They're moving along on the bottom of the screen there, while the game that we're talking about is up above us. And the first game we're talking about is my game, the Giants and the Cowboys. And I think I've ranted about the Giants enough in this episode already. The Cowboys actually looked pretty good in week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. They probably could have won that game if CD could have caught the ball a few more times. Beyond that, I mean, there's no way the Cowboys don't put up at least 24 points against the Giants. And if the Giants put up 24 points or more in any game this season, I will be ecstatic.
Can't disagree with you on that, because I mean, Dallas looks like ass, but like
they don't. Dallas doesn't look like ass. Dallas looks a lot less like ass than we thought they were going to, especially their defense. Their defense managing to hold Philly to like almost no points in the second half.
Yeah, that did surprise me.
Moving into your game, going up against the Minnesota Vikings, you were actually shocked that I picked the Vikings, or I did not pick the Vikings to win this game. And to be honest with you, if you're a Falcons fan, you definitely don't hate how Michael Penix played in that week 1 game. But what it really comes down to is a missed field goal by your young ho. Sorry for that, by the way. But
Never
going up
trust
against the
young ho.
Vikings, I think your offense should be able to put up enough points to get past JJ McCarthy. I'm just saying, he did not look good in those first 3 quarters. And I know they figured it out kind of in this last couple minutes of the fourth, but it was more their run game than anything else. And I think you guys can hopefully shut that down.
I was like, we have a good run defense. I mean, it didn't really, I mean, they were able to stop Tampa for a bit. It's really just the secondary. I think Minnesota, I mean, their main thing is Jefferson. So I think if they can stop Jefferson, they have a really good chance. I mean, Penix had basically over 300 yards, like total, through passing and running. And Bijan looked good. So like, I'm trying not to be optimistic here. That's the thing, is I'm trying, because the moment that you have seen it through the years, I'm just doing Nick's picks, just from knowing me picking Atlanta. At the moment I get hope, it just goes like, doesn't steadily go down, it just plummets.
All right, moving on to the game that we decided is the game of the week, the game that we should all be watching this week, is the rematch of last year's Super Bowl happening in week 2. It is the Eagles going up against the Chiefs, and we actually did both pick the Eagles to win this one, mainly just because the Eagles looked better in week 1. I mean, and it goes all the way back to the Super Bowl. The Eagles were a better team in the Super Bowl. I still think they're a better team now. Yeah, that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, no, I can't really, I think...
And like I said, yeah. I do think the Eagles or the Chiefs lose this game. Everybody panics and then they go on a win streak. So
I was like, I don't know their schedule on top of my head. I don't know the Eagles schedule on top of my head, but like I'm pretty sure.
I know the Chiefs have the Giants coming up.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's actually next week. So they will be fine. They will be okay. Like they haven't hit the meat of the schedule yet. This is like they lost one against the Chargers. That's like a divisional game. You could go either way with that. Philly is talent-wise, paper-wise, the better team. Don't put too much stock in the first 2 weeks. The Bengals start 0-2 every week, and they either are in the playoffs or Joe Burrow looks like an MVP. So we can pump the brakes.
And then the game that we made Ben change because we had originally agreed on all 16 games
That's
this
still
week.
wild to me.
But we have to have at least one challenge every week to keep it interesting. So Ben is rolling with the Commies this week over the Packers just because he has to slower. He has to. All right. He originally picked the Packers,
They'll
but
still find a way.
yeah, I mean, this really is a 50-50 toss up. I mean, the Commies, look, they beat up on the Giants and the Giants looked horrible, but the Commies didn't look great offensively, at least. They weren't. Yeah. I mean, the Giants do have a good pass rush, good defense for the most part. Yeah, the Commies didn't look great offensively against the Giants last week. The Packers have a great defense and they showed it against the Detroit Lions last week, and they have the home field advantage. I think this whole season really just comes down to Jordan Love. Does Jordan Love have enough to get this talented Packers roster? Granted, they do still have maybe some wide receiver issues. Dobbs looked pretty good. They didn't really throw to their rookie too much, but we'll see how their receiving core works for them. But I think a lot of this year really does ride on Jordan Love. So this will be an interesting game, just in particularly with the quarterbacks, Jordan Love and Jaden Daniels.
The one thing I will give Washington, I know I had to switch, but I will say I don't feel bad about this one because I think the difference between this week and last week when it comes to the Packers defense is nothing against Jared Goff, but Jared Goff is not mobile, especially not like Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is a smart mobile, and I think that's the distinction between a lot of mobile quarterbacks and Jaden Daniels.
So I do think that, and the Commanders defense isn't terrible. I mean, I know they beat up on the Giants, not rehashing that, but I do think the Commanders do have a solid defense. I'm not mad about switching, but I think this is probably, outside of Eagles Chiefs, probably going to be the only two entertaining games this week. Let's be real.
All right, so that is it for Nick's picks week 2. We did have a few computer issues throughout this episode, so if there is any weirdness or bugs, audio bugs, visual bugs, whatever it is, sorry about that. Hopefully my computer doesn't do this every week, but yeah, it's just something I've had to deal with every so often. I'm also apologizing because this is the first video you guys have seen since week 1's picks. I got sick. I had the flu for like a week. straight after. Actually,
Ooh.
I actually started to feel it when we were recording week 2, and I was like, whatever, I'll be fine. The next day felt like absolute shit. Still had to edit the pics. Got them out for that Thursday, but I had no other videos recorded and able to edit, so I could not get up here and record. I tried one time. I tried to come up here and stream the other day. If anyone was in here for that stream, it did not go well because my head was pounding the entire time. So I'm feeling a lot better now. We will be getting back. I know I just did an ETB battle with my wife, Prismatic versus Twilight Masquerade, so stay tuned for that. Beyond that, really not much more besides Road to Glory, and I was anticipating doing a following the Giants through their season type of franchise thing, but it was going to be a little bit of a twist on it, and week 1 was supposed to come out when the Giants week 1 game was on Sunday, obviously because I got sick, didn't really get to meet that deadline. So I will potentially try to get that video out sometime this week, and then the next one will be next Sunday, or this upcoming Sunday, when the Giants play, hopefully. Yes, all that to look forward to, and we will see you guys in week 3. Have a great one. Peace. Yeah.
You bitch getting sick.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You know what we didn't do? We did do in week 1.
Right now, I'm gonna be actually kind of annoyed.
Damn.
Wait.
No, I knew there was nothing on that last one.
Oh, damn.
Well, rip. But
Bye, guys.
make sure you're commenting for the Japanese slab giveaway.
Woo!
Peace.